People, welcome. Detailing After Dark. It has been a hot minute and just been super busy. My now being full-time shop, I'm able to spend more time with my family. I'm able to do more stuff with my friends. I'm able to actually have me time. Working full-time and then doing detailing, I don't wish on anybody unless you have a dream to go into detailing full-time. My dad believes in me wholeheartedly, so I cannot fail because he bought me these drink coasters. Super sweet. I only have a little bit of them, so I was pretty happy about that. But we're going to be talking about something that happened to me over the last month, which is I've had 4 to 5 customers come to my shop for me to fix whatever happened. I don't know what happened. I didn't ask what company it was. I didn't get into it because it's not my business. It's I'm not here to make other people feel less or whatever that they suck at their business. None of that. Um, but we're gonna be talking about standards. Well, I'm gonna be talking about standards. I'm gonna be talking about the top 5 things that you should look for in your detailer when you choose one. If you choose one, and then also detailers, same thing. I'm gonna tell you 5 things that you should look out for and kind of expect from your clients, and or watch out for. Um, the biggest thing is to if you don't set expectations, things go sideways very fast. I've had it happen when I started 7 years ago. And sometimes it still happens. Like, oh well, it said this. I'm like, that's an add-on. Like the little asterisk is there and they didn't pay attention to it, stuff like that, to where I'm still getting caught sideways by some customers that are just the real nitpicky, and stuff like that, or the ones that are always looking for a sweet deal while not paying anything. You just sometimes you have to say no, but that's what's gonna happen. So we're gonna start on the customer side. What customers should look out for when they're getting a detail from a detailer, professional detailer. Um, if they have no process, no system, no. If they're not going to clearly explain to you about your car, uh, just like today, I had a BMW. Uh, it had hard water spots on the exterior, on the glass and paint. Came from southern Washington, so it was near the ocean, beat down by the sun. And I was able to get it off the glass, but I wasn't able to get off the paint. And I told the person, this is going to go 2 ways. It's going to go perfectly nice, perfectly easy to where we can get all the hard water off. It won't be left over. And, or I cannot sand off enough because I would have to sand into the paint and then your car is messed up. So I told the person that up front. They came back. I ceramic coated it all just to seal it because I took off a lot of the paint, and you can only take off so much before, or I took off a lot of the clear coat, and there's only so much clear coat before you have paint. So that's what happened is that I had to tell her up front, like, hey, this is what happened. This is what I could do. This is what you're gonna have to deal with. And I told her we're gonna come back after a week so I can sand these little. She had like a paintbrush that she got from the Beamer, but it was super sloppy paint. It was super gross, and it's an eyesore. Like I put it on, I let it dry, and it's brighter than the paint that's there. It was all bad. And I told her it can go 2 ways. Looks good when it's finally on there, or it doesn't. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, this is. But she knew that before she came back, so she saw. She's like, oh, this is terrible. I was like, yeah, it's. But I set the standard. I set the expectation to watch out for. So she wasn't angry. She wasn't flabbergasted. She wasn't like super mad. She was like, oh, this is exactly what you told me couldn't happen, and it did. So if they're not going to tell you a process, if they're not going to tell you the system, the steps, nope. I would say turn around, find another detailer, save yourself the problem. Because one of my details from a client, she paid the other person that messed up, soiled their car with water to where it smelled like wet dog. It was super gross. She paid him $400 for it to smell worse. So, too cheap to be real. If somebody has a detail shop doing, like, I saw a guy, there was a guy handing me a flyer. It was like $120 for a full interior detail. No, there's no way. The chemicals alone are going to be 10% of that, 20%. And that right there is, you're going to be working against, it's either you get, it's going to be fast and gross, or it's going to be slow and perfected. And that costs money. I charge anywhere from, my lowest is 250 if the car is like all right. And then it goes up, 300, $400, $500 if I do hazmat, stuff like that. Because low pricing means that they're just going to fly through it. Are they using proper tools and chemicals? Simple green. They bind a paintbrush to just get out of the edges. I am not lying to you. There are details I've seen with paintbrushes. Now, I'm not saying that's not plausible, but paintbrushes are meant for putting paint on. Like, they're not there to really clean and scrape stuff up. They don't really spend time on the vehicle. You think they're gonna spend hours cleaning your car when it was half, if not a third of my price? Like, my average price right now is about 300. Not bragging, but it's just, that's the reality. If you want me to have your car back to you showroom ready, it's probably roughly about $300. You're not saving money. You're gonna be paying it twice, 100%. That lady did. She paid the dude 400. She had to pay me 300. I cannot take a hit because you wanted to save on your hit. Like, it just, because I had to do extra work. I had to remove seats. I had to use harsher chemicals to go against the bad job, whoever or whatever did it. So there's that, you know. No before and after proof. If they can't show you their work, don't trust it. I take videos of before and after, photos of before and after, and also I take videos and photos during, because I want to show them, hey, this is what I found in your car. This is the crazy part. Um, you know, are they showing stock photos and stuff like that? On my website, I have stock photos because I don't have a 4K camera. Like, I'm not coming in there with no Sony whatever, or Nikon DX, or what is it called, the E2s or whatever. I'm not a camera person. There you go. Shocker. Um yeah, if they're not showing real results, like, I have all my videos, all my photos on my Facebook and Instagram. You can see it any time of day, any time of night, anywhere on the planet. I show my work. I talk about my work. I let my work show for itself. And if a detailer is not doing that, Audi. I get really mad when I see detailers showing only after work. They don't have any like during videos. Like, I bought my GoPro just to show during the process steps, to know that, oh, he does remove the seats. Oh, he is cleaning the entirety of the carpet, stuff like that. I do full out removals, chairs, center consoles, to make sure I get the mold out, stuff like that. Um, yeah, just real detailers document everything. And the reason why is because we don't want to be caught in something that we didn't commit. Like, I videotape cars for my self protection, first and foremost, as well as protection for my client. Hey, I didn't, hey, I'm missing this thing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, let me go check. And I'll look through my video, because I take photos and videos of everything. I'm like, that was not in the car when you brought it in. Sorry. And they're like, really? I did bring it in. I was like, no, I did a full video. I have a recording. You are allowed. I can send it to you. I have no problem. It just, what you're asking is not in the car. And I'm looking around my entire shop, and I don't have it. And I have a bin for each car I have. Like, I'll put like a little magnet sticker on the roof of the vehicle. Number 1, 2, and 3. That way, if I have 1, 2, and 3, guess what? My bin numbers are 1, 2, and 3. I keep a very strategic process to make sure that everybody gets their items back and nothing gets left behind, and I don't have to figure out who had what, when, and where. I don't like it. I wouldn't like it if it happened to me. I'm not going to do it to somebody else. Um, this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. No questions asked about your vehicle. No inspection, no expectation set. Are they asking you, are you a coffee drinker? Do you spill coffee in there? Do you drive to Fairbanks a lot? You look like a person that does long drives. Are you a hiker, camper, fisher, city driver? Do you do real estate? Do you do a lot of retail on the road sales, stuff like that? Um, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, do you have kids, dogs? Like, what do you do? Like, oh yeah, I drink a lot of coffee in there. So I'm going to be in my head looking for coffee. If keep smelling coffee, I have to attack that spot. Oh yeah, I have kids. Okay, back seats are thrashed. If they're like, yeah, my kids do havoc back there. Cool. Good to know. Gonna attack it. Okay. Um, yeah, I have dogs. Dog hair. Got it. I have to look out for mud, drool on the door handles, the windows. I have to look up on the headliner, look out for the dog hair, look out for any if it's shaking wet, stuff like that. It's just very, if they're not in it with you with your car to like get this back to 100%, get out of there. Move on. No accountability. You know, if something goes wrong, how do they respond? No guarantee, defensive attitude, blaming the customer, Um, accountability is what separates pros from the hustlers, And oh, just like the story I just told you, like I don't have it, I would love to help you. It wasn't in the car as you said. And I take photos before I start removing stuff just to keep it 100% as with that customer. And I take videos with the customer in the background of the video. I don't show the customer obviously because that's rude and inconsiderate, but I do take videos as I'm talking to them. That way, after they leave, and I'm like, okay, this, and this, and I'll listen to the 3-minute video. I'm like, got it, and then I continue on. That way, they know when they see the video, they were there while I was recording and looking over everything as again protection for myself. Hey, this video is while you were there. I don't see what you were talking about, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's not there. I was right there. If it was there, it would have been there, but it wasn't. And then 9 times out of 10, oh, you know what? I took it out. It's at my house. Oh, it's in my girl's car when she was picking me up. And it's just stuff like that. And then sometimes I do. Oh, like cup holders, like I'll end up getting one. Those are a big thing. Backseat nets. That's another big thing that like kind of goes to the waistline. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have your net. Where are you so I can drive it to you? I do not make any of my customers come back to my shop to pick up their stuff. No, that's for me, that's inconsiderate. That is a devaluing of their time. That means that like they're not worth any amount of effort from my mind. You can have whatever you say as a detailer hearing this. Sorry, if I mistakenly didn't put something back in a customer's car, I'm making the trip to put it in their car or mailing it to them to make sure they get it. It's one or the other. Sorry, I have to set a level of integrity and respect for myself. And then that right there, from a client, from me telling a client, that's what you should expect. Does this person blame others for their poor decisions? Like that's not good. And I keep it that high of an integrity because that will never be a poor review for me. It might be I have a new associate working for me and they're like, oh, they didn't really get the stain up, blah, blah, but they took care of me. I rather have it be that way. Oh, they had a new guy. They didn't really do that great here, but they took care of me. That's all I care about is my integrity stays at 100. If you see a detailer is not doing 100% integrity, no. Like save yourself, save your wallet, save your time, and then protect yourself. Like the last thing I hate seeing is jaded people because of how south it went. Um, this is for the detailers. This is the business side. This is for me to you that I've learned over the past 7 years that I wrote down here, and I have it written down just so I stay on topic because I love going on tangents. I go fairyland, you know. So I have it written down just so that doesn't happen. Um, these are top five customers to watch out for. Unrealistic expectations. I say I've even said no. I'm not servicing your vehicle. Person brought in their car. I mean, it looked like it survived a war zone. It was just there was rocks all in it. It was clay in the fabric of the chairs. Um, Rust on the inside of the door wells. I mean, it was beat up. It was do not expect this to survive past 2029. Let's call a spade a spade. Um, and then they get mad at you. Well, you can't get this back to 100% within 2 hours. Like I can only have this here for 2-3 hours. Yeah, it's not happening. Sorry, you're giving me a condemned home, and you're saying you want this ready for sale tomorrow. Not happening. Yeah, heavy damage, not understanding limitations. You know, and I tell everybody all the time, detailing is we are here to keep your car pristine as much as you want to keep it pristine. But if you forego years out, 2, 3, 4 years of just hammering on the interior, hammering on the carpet, the leather, the all the pleather, the vinyl. If you're destroying your car year in and year out, and then you come and say, "Why can't you bring this back to showroom ready?" You don't want it showroom ready. You didn't take care of it enough for me to do that. Detailers, yes, we look like we are supposed to be genies, but no, there's only a certain level of care that can be done. So if you have a client that is telling you this should be able to be resurrected, no, it's not. We can resurrect it if you want to swap parts. And clients, customers, I'm sorry, there's just if the longer you wait for somebody to professionally keep your car up to date, is the less likely that it's going to be able to keep it pristine. Price shoppers, learn to say no. My name's Norman, so it's not hard for me to say no. It's always in my name. Um, if they talk about the price and they don't value the work, here's what's going to happen because it's happened to me when I started detailing. They cared about the price, they devalued the work, but really, when they came back, they were pissed off about the work not being at a pristine level with the price negotiated. Learn to say no. They're like, oh, if that's too expensive, understand. Um, there's a lot of other detailers. Thank you for taking your time. I don't want to waste your time anymore. Is there anything else I can help you with? I just leave it at that. Is there anything else I can help you with? I can't help price shoppers because really they'll be my worst. I'll be their worst enemy. To be quite honest, cheapest price you'll get the cheapest results. I can't give you top dollar value with a beer bottle budget. Okay, there's people that pay for my services because they know what I do, they know what they're getting, they love the results, they love the care, they love the attention to it. You have to look out for that. Obviously, when you're starting, it is what it is. You know, get a client, get the photos, get the videos, move on. But watch out for people that are like, this guy said this price, this guy said this price. At this point, right now at my shop, I don't even talk to those people when they message me. It because here's the other thing. Here's the other thing of talking to those customers that are price shopping. If they get especially on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you talk to them, you start talking to them, they get paper trail, and then they'll blow you up over the online because they're like, this person is inconsiderate, blah blah, or they'll like hash or delete what they said, stuff like that, and they'll make you look like the monster. I don't even talk to those people. I don't talk to them long enough to even get anything from my mouth that they can just use as a weapon. So watch out for price shoppers. No respect for your time. Late drop off, late pickups, last minute changes. Sorry, not happening. I've locked people's cars in my shop. I close at 7. I close at 7 for this very reason. You pick up your car when it's ready. That means after work, you can drop off before work, come during lunch, stuff like that. I keep a very wide time to get your car back. I remember I had one customer, hey, we close at 7. Can I show up at 7:15? I was like, you know what? Fine. I'm cleaning up. That's no big deal. You know, I clean up at 7. That's usually when my last customer's there, and then I can like make my shop pretty. Because I pushed his car out, had it running so it was warm because it was wintertime. And 7:25 goes by. I finish up cleaning my shop. I'm just like, oh, what time is it? I'm like, And then I look, I'm like, hey, I'm about to leave. He's like, oh, I'll be there in another 10 minutes. I'm like, 7:30? He's like, yep. I was like, cool. So then just finishing up, wrapping up the last bit of stuff. 7:35. I'm like, hey, dude, where are you? He's like, dude, another 10 minutes. Like, you can wait 10 minutes, you know? And I was like, nah. You can pick up your car tomorrow after 9:30 a.m. And I pulled his truck in, locked my shop up, and drove home. Um, I told you 7. I messaged the guy at 5:30 saying your car will be ready for pickup at 6. And I give myself the 30-minute window for 2 reasons. I check over my work and I fix anything that needs to be fixed. That way, presentation for me is everything. Um, but be careful with those people that don't respect your time. That's going to do 2 things. You're going to lose another customer, and then you're going to get a bad review from this person regardless. Now, this person tried to give me a bad review on Facebook, but he got eaten alive when I told him I'll post our our text messages, and then you can let your friends decide who did what wrong. And then he took it down surprisingly, you know. And I don't like doing that to people, but I'm not going to be portrayed as the asshole when I gave you another 20 minutes to show up and you just couldn't do it. Imagine if I told you, hey, if you come at 7, your car's ready, and then I keep you there till 7:40 because I'm still working on it. You would be just as pissed. So I always respect people's time as my own. And as a detailer to a detailer, you need to do that as well. Um, Hiding the condition of the vehicle. You show up and the car is way worse than described. I tell people I can only quote you as honestly as you're honest to me. You tell me there's dog hair, I'll tell you the dog hair price. You tell me there's mold, I'll tell you there's mold. If it's messy, I'll tell you the messy price. But if you tell me it's not that bad and then you show up, I'm like, well, 250 just went to 350. There's dog hair in it. It's excessively messy. There is stains all the way through it. You're looking at 350, 375. Well, that's not the price you gave me over the phone. No, it's not. But that is not the car you also described to me over the phone. That is completely different car than what is described. And on top of that, I have them through I use Square, and I put in the notes that gets sent to the customer as well. And it says, in the notes, they didn't say it's that excessively dirty. They didn't say there's a lot of dog hair. Good to go. They said it's a fine car. That's why the price is $250 for a sedan. That's what it is. What you gave me is a war zone stricken car. So the price just goes up. And if your customer is not going to be transparent, you're not going to be transparent on your price. You are giving a false price because you were given a false premise of what you're going to be doing. So always be careful about that. And again, don't hesitate to say, I'm not working on your car today, not detailing you. It's better to lose 5 customers than lose 500. Just to be dead honest. I'd rather have less work from horrible people than great work from awesome people. I'd rather take a handful than a massive amount of garbage. Sorry. No trust in the process, micromanaging, questioning everything mid job, like calling you, texting you, second guessing the expertise. Um, 4 years ago, actually, when I was working out in my friend's shop, I had bookshelves that I had on roll carts, and the guy saw where I was like working out of, and he was and I was about to ceramic coat his wife's car, and he was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna do it here." I was like, "Hey, 100% cool. You can take that car and leave, no problem." And he was flabbergasted. He's like, "Oh, it's nothing against you. Hey, no problem, man. You said no. I don't want your car in here anymore. It's not safe for you. Since I'm not working on it, that means that you're not a customer." And I get very quick about it because two things. As soon as they say I don't want to do it, it's an automatic no. We're not going back. I'm not backpedaling. It isn't that I don't like the money. It doesn't mean I don't want to do the work. It's just the trust is broken. If there's no trust, then there's nothing else to really talk about. So I was like, hey, cool, handshake, great. If you can just have your wife get back in the car, reverse it out. Um, I'm refunding your money right now. I'd like you to be in front of me. I'm gonna refund you, and you take care. No offense. Goodbye. And he was just like, whoa, like you don't have to be like rude or whatnot. I was like, no, I'm just very short with you because I want to make sure the car's out of here. This is a work area. You said no. That means that it's not under my control anymore, meaning I don't want something to happen to it and have a bigger issue than you already have. And that's important to say because if they didn't have a problem, they would have you actually detail, ceramic coat, or buff their car. But when they start having problems, break it, axe it, move away, get them out. And it's not forcefully, but it's respectfully. Cool. You can leave now. We're done talking. And I don't say that to just say, I don't want to listen to you talk anymore. It's just that you have a concern about my skill set or the way my work area looks. 100% factual. Good to go. Take care of yourself. Thanks for being honest. Um, and I don't say that to be pompous, but if you don't trust a detailer, don't hire your customer because they don't trust you. They're obviously not going to trust your work when it's done, right? So those are key processes. So let's go back over this. So from the customer to the detailer side, they have no process, no system. There's no standard. If it's too cheap to be real, guess what? It's too cheap and it ain't real. No before and after proof. What kind of work do you even do? I don't even know. You have no start to finish process or even photos or documents. If they don't ask you questions about their car, how do you know if they're even going to clean your car? No accountability. Do they blame you, whoever, or a genie in outer space? They like blaming other people besides themselves. They're probably not good for business. Detailers. This is for you toward your clients. Unrealistic expectations. We can't bring a car back from the dead. We're not doctors. Cheap customers create expensive problems. Hey, you said this was the price. Why isn't this clean? Why isn't that done? Why isn't this done? They're looking for a deal. They're going to cost you a meal. Um, they don't respect your time. If it takes 3 hours and they say, I want it done in two. Cool. I'm going to get it done in 2 minutes because you're driving it out of here. Time is part of the service. They don't want you to take the time. They don't really care about the service. They just care about what they want you to do for them. Imaginary done. Um, Transparency protects both sides. If they don't tell you exactly what's wrong with their car that they want fixed, before they show up, while you're trying to give them a price quote over the phone or online, they get what they get. And sometimes what they get might not be true because they weren't truthful either. So don't hire your client if they don't trust the deal. They don't trust you, don't trust them. Um, Now, with that being said, thank you for listening. Thank you for staying with it. My wife bought me this Super Venom. And again, Jeffro, my pops, thank you for this. This thing is dope. I need to give it to a couple of friends that I know own breweries just to kind of share the wealth. This is so sweet. Otherwise, guys, take care. Keep it clean. Detailing After Dark.